Today's podcast is brought to you by Behind the Tech with Kevin Scott, a podcast that goes behind the scenes with today's most innovative tech leaders. Check out the links in the descriptions. And there's Senor Thurrott.
Winter is not leaving us without a fight, Brad.
No.
A little frost this morning.
Mm-hmm. It was 33 freedom units, about 0 C yesterday. Today it's going to be like 66 degrees freedom units today.
We're
So
like
nice
to see 40 today.
Nice little swing.
I don't appreciate this. Also, this stupid little preview thing. Are you sure this was here before?
So Paul has discovered that we're using Teams for this podcast, and that there's a little preview window in the bottom right corner that...
Oh. Okay. Doesn't matter.
It's been there a while.
It is
But Paul, I have something to bring up, and I got something to show. So audio-only people, I do apologize, but you'll get the gist of this. So Paul, you remember that Phil Spencer may have hid a Xbox Series S in his background, and they were like the headphones in their commercial that they released and all that stuff. But Paul, we got him. Look at this. This picture was tweeted of him in an airport using the new Xbox streaming app on looks like Surface Pro X. There it is.
No, I think that's just a Surface.
Yeah.
I think it's just a regular Surface.
It could be. No, I think look at the right bezel.
Yeah, those are pretty small, actually.
But it's got to be a Pro X. But anyway, so there's that. I like that you focused on the Surface Pro X or Pro or whatever, not the Xbox app that he's trying. That is just conveniently broad daylight. He's also got some iced tea. I'm assuming that's some sort of Xbox elixir that is going to be released. Maybe.
He's in an airport when he took this?
Yeah, so this was tweeted out by Aaron Greenberg, who is also on the Xbox marketing team. Remember that thing they did on, I think they broadcast it, was it Thursday with Bethesda after they acquired them? They did this round table thing. Well, so these two guys flew to Maryland, which is where Bethesda is.
Bethesda, Maryland? Is that where it is?
Mm-hmm.
Bethesda.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
couldn't swing by the house, huh, guys? I mean, I'm right up the road.
Maybe they could.
Like to see a Surface Pro X running xCloud. Yeah, it's too convenient.
Yeah, too convenient. Anyway, so they tweeted out that image, and I was like, got him.
Yeah.
You can't, nothing by us today, Paul. Nothing.
I mean, that one was a little obvious.
Yeah.
But anyway, good.
Yep.
We can't wait.
Yep. Dunzo. I don't know. I just saw that. I was like, it was intentional. Obviously, this is more in jest if people are thinking I'm being incredibly serious. So, more serious things are Azure or Microsoft 365 took a little siesta yesterday.
So yesterday you pinged me and asked me if I could see your message, and I replied within 3 minutes of when I received it. Did you receive that?
I did, and then about 5 minutes later, the whole thing just took a dirt nap for several hours. And,
oh well. Enjoy this little siesta, courtesy of Microsoft.
Yeah. Took Azure AD with it, too, which was a bigger problem, I think, for most people.
The identity stuff, yeah. Yeah, I would think so. What was the problem? Human error?
We don't know yet. They haven't... Well, they said they pushed out a configure update, and then they tried to roll it back, and it just took a while, and then here we are.
This is why I put everything on a USB stick, Brad. Can't trust the internets.
That is fair. Can't...
No, it isn't. Anyway, there you go.
There's something funky going on between. It's either your machine, our connection, or Teams, because you are.
I'm a little off.
Well, it's not like it. Yeah, it's like you're sending over 6 frames per second, but they're at a higher resolution than usual, and then the audio cuts in and out.
We must be using FPS boost because you can have frames or you can have resolution.
Looking for auto HDR, I guess, is what the thing we actually need is.
Exactly.
Which is high dynamic.
Can you make my hair look black again, please?
Well, they do have the technology, I guess, technically, but
yeah.
Yeah, so Azure took a little dump yesterday. That was not fun for a lot of people. And we'll see what the true triage is here in a little bit, because usually they do a postmortem on that kind of stuff. I don't know if they contractually have to, but they typically do.
They do. They will. They will. I'm surprised they already haven't. At least said, look, this is what happened. We'll provide more details.
Yeah, and then so the other interesting thing, and I don't have all the super specifics on this, is that Microsoft with Azure AD promised, I think starting in April or May,
Mhm.
like 5.9 online time guarantee, and this little incident would put them out of compliance with that SLA. Now, it's technically not in effect yet, I don't think.
Right. Oh, I
but
see.
um,
I mean, you just get, what do you get, like credits, basically?
yeah, but the thread I was reading on Reddit said, like, yeah, you can get credits, but you've got to jump through 75 different fire laden hoops if you actually think you're going to be able to like cash in on this like easily. So
Yeah, it's not an index fund. It's just a system of crediting.
So, speaking of crediting, there's a new podcast up. I thought I had that.
Nailed it.
There, nailed it. I did nail it because there is a new podcast that we're talking about on this channel, and it's by Kevin Scott. And if you're not familiar with him, and that's okay, he is the Chief Technology Officer over at Microsoft, and he's honestly got this pretty cool podcast that we're going to be talking about here. It's called Behind the Tech, and you can find it on all the major platforms. But what he does is he goes behind the scenes with today's most innovative tech leaders, people like Reid Hoffman, Sam Altman, Mae Jemison. If those names don't ring a bell, you should definitely go check them out and add Behind the Tech to your podcast feed because it is a good one, and it's definitely worth exploring. What are you doing?
So I haven't looked into this in deep yet, but if you want Google to watch you sleep, there's a new Nest Hub available. Also, I appear to be.
Yeah, your feed is all
jittering. Yeah,
all jacked up on audio and everything. This is a top tier. We're just taking the Azure approach from yesterday for today.
We'll explain later.
Will we? Because I don't.
I think we just hope it works later, and don't worry about it.
Yeah, I think that's
the approach. Yeah,
the overarching goal here. So, anyways, that's kind of like the big stuff that's been happening, right? The FPS boost for 5 more titles on Xbox, and
I did. Yeah, I just want to mention something real quick on that because I'd never heard this before, and maybe I just missed this, but I think they revealed for the first time that some games that get FPS boost to achieve that, they actually have to lower the resolution of the game. So 2 of those games, one Fallout, 76 and Fallout 4 or whatever, both in that category. So whatever the Fallout games are, and because of that, they won't just turn on FPS boost. You'll have to enable it. You'll be prompted, or they'll show an icon, however they do it, that it's available, but they'll let you choose between frame rate and resolution, right? Yeah.
Gotcha.
Which is something I wish we could choose between.
Yeah, I actually kind of do wish that we had that ability in Teams to force one aspect or another. But unfortunately, we have to live with the algorithm gods, and then they decide for us what's best.
Well, I mean, they do add over 100 new features every month by my count, so it's possible.
They still haven't added the feature to be able to save a file where you want, because Teams has a default to the downloads folder, and you can't change it, which drives me bonkers. But
yeah.
So, anyways, today's podcast was brought to you by Behind the Tech with Kevin Scott. You can find links in the descriptions or on your favorite podcast apps, or just click the links on the websites or anywhere else you want to in life. Just check them out because it's worth exploring.
You're worth exploring.
Thank you.
He says tiredly.